Well, now this is really quite a lovely piece.
Yes, and it was made by the woman standing right behind you.
Ah, I should have known. Pilar. It's divine.
Thank you, Mrs. Crane.
It is by far the nicest piece on this table. Oh, don't tell me I've just made a horrible blunder, didn't I? You made something on this table, Grace.
Yes, well, I made this Afghan.
Did you?
I know, it's kind of bright, isn't it?
I hadn't noticed. I just adore things like this.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised that Grace is having such a good time with Ivy Crane. She's been wanting to meet her for the longest time. She's getting to spend more time with her than she ever dreamed.
I wish the Cranes would just leave. They think they're doing us a favor by being here.
TC, won't you help me something out back?
All right.
Well, Ivy, I'd be more than happy to make you one of these. I mean, in any color, of course.
Oh, well, that would be lovely, Grace.
Oh, Mrs. Abercrombie seems to need me. Excuse me.
Can you imagine me wanting one of those in my house, Pilar? Really, have you ever seen anything in such bad taste?
I wouldn't know anything about that, Mrs. Crane, but I do know that Grace is very well liked in Harmony.
Really?
Everyone loves her, and her Afghans they sell out in her shop. They're very cheerful in the wintertime. In fact, I can't imagine anyone saying anything bad about Grace Bennett.
Thanks for filling me in, Pilar.
Mrs. Crane, if I could say something else.
Of course.
It was very nice of you and Mr. Crane to come tonight, but I don't think anyone expects you to stay any longer.
Is that a hint for us to go, Pilar? Because I'm having far too good a time.
No, it's just that you have such a busy schedule tomorrow.
Pilar's right, darling. In fact, I tapped my watch quite a while ago, and you know perfectly well that's a signal for us to leave boring events like this. No offense, Pilar, I just have never known my wife to enjoy slumming quite so much.
If you'll excuse me.
Oh, Julian, how could you?
Oh, what grievous offense have I committed now?
Pilar may pretend not to mind that boorish comment, but I certainly do.
Now, please. You have to admit that this flea market is by far the tackiest affair we've ever been made to endure.
Harmony is still our town. We control or own most of it.
This little tirade wouldn't have anything to do with Ethan, would it?
So what if it does? Our son's future is tied to this town, and I want people to have a better opinion of him than they do of you or your father.
Please.
I will leave when I am good and ready. I still have a few things to accomplish here this evening.
And what, pray tell, would they be?
Grace, how long would it take you to make me one of those lovely Afghans?
Just what is she up to?
You do not want to know, Mr. Crane.